Yo, what's the deal, kid? Welcome to my show. Hey, you already know, before we get into it, push that subscribe button and the notification bell, you dig? Aight, son. So today's show, man, we tapping in, we going under the sea, you dig? We going into the land of Ariel and the Mermaids, fam. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure y'all noticed the new Disney trailer and the fact that the little mermaid's a black girl and all that, and all these people is wildin'. You know, I heard the trailer got over 1 million dislikes in a short amount of time, and all kinds of racism about, like, really about some fictitious shit. Like, I mean, let's break it down, son. I'm gonna go into many levels, man. We're gonna start off with, like, yo, okay, the old character, yeah, Ariel from back in the day when they originally drew her, yeah, she's white, alright, you know, of course, because this is when they were literally putting blue eyes on rabbits and deers and shit. Like, all kinds of unnatural shit was happening in Disney, if you notice, you know what I mean? Let's not get into all that. Let's get into what it is. All right, so we're talking about mermaids. Let's really analyze this for a second, kid. Like, what would a real mermaid actually look like? Has anyone ever noticed the creatures that exist deep in the ocean, like under the sea? First of all, under the sea is crazy. That means that they're actually lower than the sea. Oh, that's some deep. We're going to get into that later, man. Well, let's say that for later. Let's get into, like, what would a mermaid actually look like? Okay. So if you notice most of the creatures, when you go really, really deep into the deep darkness of the sea, they tend to get darker and darker. And their eyes go black. Like shark eyes, yeah. Straight black. But when you go real, real low, you know, being too light-skinned or whatnot will make you vulnerable to predators. You know what I mean? The only things you see glowing or white when you go real low in the water is typically some type of predator who has a bait type of biology, a bioluminescence to him. You know, like he's waving a little bleeping light. That's the only thing you see that's bright. Everything else is dark, yeah. And that's what it is. So realistically, a mermaid would be like beyond Africa black. We talking like straight black with a little bit of a bluish, maybe greenish tint, you know, something like that. Maybe grayish, really, like a black grayish type thing. You know, it would look kind of fish-like. It might have a white underbelly, so maybe like, you know, its stomach or whatnot might be a little bit white, but the sides and everything would be dark. And that's what a real mermaid would look like. It also wouldn't be attractive with this long flowing hair and stuff. That's just not realistic, kid. So the whole thing ain't realistic. So let's get into why people are hating on it though. Like, okay, so they see this black woman under the sea singing, and you know, it's pretty much the same story. Anytime you have a character that's originally white, that they change black, you know, white people get crazy. And I ain't talking about all white people, just the racist ones. They they can't take it. They're like, we losing everything, we losing our culture. Yeah, all right. You know how many movies are actually taking place in real life history where the actor is a white person playing a person of color? Like, it happens like every week. Has anyone seen Gods of Egypt? You know what I mean? Like, we can name 50 movies every year that are just culturally inappropriate. But at the end of the day, man, we're talking about a child movie, and all these white little girls have seen plenty of princesses and plenty of stuff, and sometimes it's, you know, let's share it, man. Like, let's move around, yeah? And I think there's nothing wrong with having a character that's not based in, like, Africa to be black. Like, oh, it's under the sea. Yeah, this ain't the movie Kenya starring the Nairobi. The only movie we got in Africa is freaking Lion King, son, and that's a damn cat. And I bet you if a black kid decided to do the voice, they'd be up in arms as well. They'd be, yo, can't we have your black voices singing Lion King? It's supposed to be Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Yeah, nah, son. So yeah, when it comes to this controversy, I really think it just shows us what state our society is in. We're in a real big state of hate. Like, no one should hate on like that, because most little kids don't even care about race like that unless they're being taught it, you know? Like black kids, we get taught pretty much by society that there's a problem. So as soon as we get out into the world, it's like, it's not really our parents teaching us hatred or nothing like that. We don't got none of that. For the most part, I can't speak for everybody, but for the most part, that hatred, we learn it because it's happening to us. We learn it because, you know, our parents are worried about things. They hear stuff in the news, we see things, and that's how we learn it. But like, I really don't get why a little white kid would be super mad about having a little black girl as Ariel. Like, I don't see the problem, and I'm kind of baffled by it. It kind of makes me sad about the way our whole world is, kid. Like, it's just not that big of a deal, kid. Like, it's not a real character. It's an underwater character, and it just don't make sense why people be up in arms, man. It's like, what's the problem, Shine? It's a cute little black girl singing under the water, like it's under the sea. Like, what's the problem, Shine? I mean, the dude realized that Sebastian the Crab was black as fuck, right? That nigga was basically Jamaican. I mean, message, like everybody's Jamaican, everybody's got accents. But then there's this random redhead chick, like, nah, son, this actually makes more sense, son. They're probably in the Caribbean as well. Let's think about it, you know what I mean? Pirates of the Caribbean, you know what I mean? You think them pirates were white? Then how they from the Caribbean? You know what I'm saying? Shit's gotta make sense, son. Anyways, they making shit make more sense. Y'all need to chill out. It's not a big deal. If you really racist, just don't watch the movie, son. Like, why you getting up in arms? You can go watch the cartoon. It exists. Just watch the cartoon and shut the fuck up. And that's the word of the day. Shut the fuck up.
Stay fresh. Hey yo, fuck you expect. We don't live check to check. We stack, we cash track. You can't fuck with this set. The crew, the armada. We shut down with checks that pop through your eyes. Stay fresh. Hey yo, fuck you expect.